is the 19th of June 2026 and welcome to the Friday edition of the Royal Breakfast Show right here on Crown TV, DSTV channel 277, GoTV channel 23 and Topstar channel 89. We're also coming to you live via Facebook, which is CrownTVZambia. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. It is CrownTVZambia. Follow us on our various social media platforms, which is among them TikTok, Instagram, and all over the place. Obviously, like I mentioned, Facebook as well. You are able to find us there. Now, today is a Friday, so we're going to be pretty much touching base on the biggest stories that have characterized the week throughout. And we want you to be a part of this particular discussion by getting to call us or let us know what your thoughts are on these matters. We'll be touching base on even as we get into the various newspapers later on the show. The number is 0979-958392. There's the news that's coming up shortly. And my name is Mike Sakala.
And my name is Mataka. Yesterday I was wearing a Portuguese shirt, but today I've decided let's change it up a bit and do a little bit of dancing because it is a Friday. So I'm going to show you some sombrero dancing. I'm joking. No, I can't dance. Mike even knows that. Brazil is going to be playing at 2 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. And that is why I'm cladded in the same jersey, just to show the supports and to remind you that the World Cup is up and running and the second round of fixtures are actually taking place. South Africa faced Czech Republic yesterday. Were you one of the people who were supporting them? I don't know. But Rowan Williams did say that put politics aside and just support the African teams, whether they're going through a lot of things or not. But otherwise, also in the next 2 days, on Sunday, the 21st of this month, is Father's Day. What is it that you are going to be getting for your father? And what are some of the fond memories that you have of when you're a kid, and maybe you're a kid right now and you're watching, and then you're like, oh, I really need to get my father something. What is that one thing that you can get for him that will make him absolutely happy? Later on, of course, we're also going to be looking at the front pages of the newspapers so that you can tell us on 0979-958-392 which one of the headlines has stood out to you the most. Again, my name is Mataka.
And speaking of headlines, let's go to a very short break. When we come back, we'll be getting into the stories that are making the news for today in our Daybreak News. Lovely. Good morning. It's time for the Daybreak News right here on Crown Television. Now, former Lusaka Province Minister Bowman Lusambo has intensified efforts to secure his release after his lawyers filed a notice requesting that his bail pending appeal application be heard at the earliest possible date. The application was filed in April this year with a certificate of agency but has not yet been heard due to changes in the composition of the Economic and Financial Crimes Court. Lusambo argues the continued delay is unfair and infringes on his constitutional rights, especially as he continues serving his sentence while awaiting a determination on his application. He has also questioned why other individuals facing similar charges have been granted bail while he remains in custody despite pursuing the same relief. Here is more.
When other politicians believed to have been found guilty and sentenced have temporarily been released on bail pending appeal through the courts, for former Lusaka Province Minister Bowman Lusambo, this is just a dream he wishes can come true for close to 2 years now. His lawyers have moved to request for his matter on the bail application to be allocated to the nearest possible hearing date. This is in a case the self-proclaimed bulldozer was found guilty on counts of corrupt acquisition of public property, possession of properties reasonably suspended to be proceeds of crime, and tax evasion in November 2024 by Magistrate Fides Samaundu. The Rico Spy's lawyers follows an application for bail pending appeal that was filed on the 24th of April 2026, together with a certificate of urgency owing to the nature of relief sought. According to the notice later, when the matter came up before the court, the lawyer was informed that the judges of the Economic and Financial Crimes Court has been appointed to the Supreme Court and arrangements for the appointment of other judges to constitute the full court are underway. They contend that the application remains urgent and requires quick consideration. On his part, Lusambo believes that it is unfair and unjust to almost serve the whole sentence while denied bail when others are being granted. He says it is unfair and infringe on his constitutional rights while naming the likes of Kelvin Sampa, the former Kasama Central Member of Parliament, former Shiwangandu Member of Parliament, Stephen Kampyongo's wife, Wanziwa Chewa, former ZRA bosses, Kingsley Chanda and his accused, as well as former Secretary of the Treasury, Fredson Nyamba, who he believes are politically known with similar charges but have been granted bail, questioning what is so difficult for him to get bail. He complains that he is about to conclude serving the 3-year sentence in April 2027, while pushing for bail in a case that others are enjoying temporal freedom on. Lusambo is currently serving 5 counts of corrupt acquisition of public property and possession of property suspected to proceeds of crime. This is the only case that has him remain in custody while pushing for an appeal and temporal freedom as he awaits his appeal to be concluded. Kundej Sachingalasu Ngandu, reporting for CrownTV News in Lusaka.
In other stories this morning, proceedings at the Lusaka Magistrate Court were briefly disrupted Thursday morning after a technical fault forced the adjournment of the trial of incarcerated Patriotic Front Secretary General Raphael Nakachinda. The court had been scheduled to review a video presentation as part of the evidence, but the malfunction prevented its display. Now, as a result, the matter has been postponed to July 20th, 2026, when hearings are expected to continue. Now, Nakachinda is currently facing charges related to seditious practices.
Incarcerated politician Raphael Nakachinda appeared in court smartly dressed in a blue suit and a red tie, ready to hear the testimony of his witnesses, both of whom were present before the court. However, the defense informed the court that there was a technical fault in the courtroom, making it impossible to play a video that was supposed to be viewed by Magistrate Mwandu Sakala. One of the witnesses was called to the stand and was questioned by Magistrate Sakala on why he had failed to appear before the court during the previous sitting. The witness explained that he had traveled out of town and that upon his return his phone stopped working. After hearing his explanation, Magistrate Sakala adjourns the matter to July 20th for continued trial and warns the witness to ensure that he appears before court on the adjourned date without fail. Nakachinda is facing a charge of seditious practices. The charges stem from an August 2024 broadcast in which he alleged that the government was committing genocide by distributing maize and mini meal contaminated with aflatoxin. Kundej Sachingalasu Ngandu, reporting for CrownTV News in Lusaka.
The family of Zambia's second Republican president, Dr. Frederick Chiluba, has appealed to government to return his seized property to his children, following court decisions years ago that acquitted him of corruption charges. The appeal came as the nation commemorated the life and legacy of the former president. Now, mourners and leaders gathered at the Anglican Cathedral of the Holy Cross in Lusaka yesterday to reflect on his contribution to Zambia's political and social landscape. Speaking at the event, Dr. Chiluba's daughter, Hilda Chiluba, said the family continues to struggle without access to property that was forfeited during the legal battles. And Vice President Mutalena Lumango, who represented President Hakainde Hichilema at the memorial, described the late president as a courageous leader who took bold decisions for the country. Here's a report.
Today at the Cathedral of the Holy Cross in Lusaka, the mood was both reflective and emotional. Mourners and leaders filled the pews to commemorate the life and legacy of Zambia's second Republican president, Dr. Frederick Chiluba. As hymns faded, A personal appeal cut through the ceremony. Dr. Chiluba's daughter, Ruda Chiluba, stepped forward with a request that has followed the family for years now. She asked government to return her father's seized property to his children. The courts, she reminded them, acquitted Dr. Chiluba of corruption charges years ago, yet assets forfeited during those legal battles remain in the hands of the state.
But because we believe that justice, fairness, and national reconciliation are strengthened when recognition is given where it is due, and when unresolved matters are brought to a just conclusion. We seek only the opportunity to close this chapter with dignity and peace, that his children, grandchildren, future generations may move forward without carrying the burden of unresolved matters. In doing so, we would not only honor a family seeking closure, but also demonstrate to the nation that justice, reconciliation, and humanity can go hand in hand.
Her words were heavy. When she finished, she asked everyone to rise and pray for the nation.
Lord, forgive us for the times we have turned away from your ways. Forgive every sin, corruption, division, violence, hatred, and injustice that has weakened our nation. Cleanse our land and heal our people.
The homily by Brigadier General Reverend Chadwick Mwale then shifted focus to character. He spoke of the courage Dr. Chiluba showed while leading the country from 1991 to 2002.
When we speak about this man, Dr. Frederick, about his courage, we need to remember countrymen that he was a daring man. He led the team with great courage. He dared the one-party state, and nobody would believe that before. He dared the economical status, that the state can carry all the economy and re-liberalize it.
Republican President Mutalena Lumango, standing for President Hakainde Hichilema, echoed the same sentiments.
Remember Dr. Chiluba as a visionary union leader on whose shoulders the labor movement stands today. Courageous. Dr. Chiluba is remembered by many as a man whose determination to fight for the country's return to multi-party democracy changed the political landscape of our country. Courageous.
She described Dr. Chiluba as a courageous leader who took bold decisions. She recalled too that steel shaped lives, selling council houses to ordinary citizens for as little as 10 kwacha, and his 1991 declaration of Zambia as a Christian nation.
For many citizens, the late president is remembered for his drive to ensure citizens were empowered through various initiatives. Among them were the headquarters has transport and small businesses.
Between prayers and speeches, politicians remembered the man who ended Kenneth Kaunda's 27-year rule and ushered in multi-party democracy.
I think he was a great mobilizer and organizer. But I think what stands out for me is that his power, the power that former President Chiluba gave to the Zambian people to own property, the housing initiative, empowerment. I think that is what stands out for me.
Anton Chamba, Crown TV News, Lusaka.
In other stories this morning, the Energy Regulation Board and the Drug Enforcement Commission-led task force on fuel smuggling and vending have uncovered a suspected illegal fuel network in Lusaka after discovering a hidden underground tunnel used to conceal thousands of liters of petroleum products. Now, according to a joint press statement issued by Energy Regulation Board Manager for Public Relations, Namukolo Kasumpa, and Drug Enforcement Commission Deputy Public Relations Officer, Teresa Mawere, officers recovered about 4,500 liters of suspected siphon fuel hidden in 40-liter containers in the industrial area before extending the operation to Kanyama, Zanimone, and Chifuema, where further seizures and arrests were made. A total of 6,480 liters of petroleum products were seized, while 8 suspects were arrested, and investigations continue.
Regulation Board, in collaboration with the Drug Enforcement Commission-led task force on fuel smuggling and vending, has uncovered illegal fuel activities involving the siphoning, concealment, and distribution of petroleum products in Lusaka. During an enforcement operation in the industrial area, officers discovered a hidden underground tunnel containing approximately 4,500 liters of suspected illegally obtained fuel stored in containers. Further operations conducted in Kanyama, Zanione, and Chifuema areas led to the seizure of additional petroleum products, bringing the total amount recovered to 6,480 liters, while 8 suspects were arrested in connection with the related offenses. The suspects are in custody and are expected to appear in court soon. The task force wishes to express concern over illegal fuel activities as they pose serious public safety, environmental and economic risks, including revenue losses to government and unfair competition within the petroleum sector. The public and industry stakeholders are hereby urged to report suspected cases of fuel smuggling and illegal vending as authorities continue joint efforts to dismantle illegal fuel networks.
Now, Senior Chief Ishindi has warned that any person that shall represent the Lunda Royal establishment by giving false and unfounded statements will be dealt with the power vested in the Lunda customary laws. Senior Chief Ishindi explains it is unfortunate that some unscrupulous people have issued false statements indicating the Lunda people are mobilizing themselves to petition the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, over the creation of Zambezi Central Constituency in Zambezi District. The traditional leader has since advised citizens to treat such statements as false, baseless, and unfounded, saying the Lunda Royal Establishment have no intentions or plans to petition the creation of the new constituency. Details in the following report.
Traditional leaders in Zambia's district of Northwestern Province have dispelled rumors circulating on various social media platforms, claiming that the Lunda Royal establishment has taken the Electoral Commission of Zambia (ECZ) to court over the creation of Zambia's central constituency. His Royal Highness Senior Chief Nshindi has advised the general public to dismiss the information as fake news intended to mislead citizens and cause division,
indicating that the Lunda people are mobilizing themselves to petition the creation of Zambia's central constituency. If there are such statements which have been printed in social media, this statement is false, is baseless, is unfounded. We as Lunda Royal Establishment, which includes all the chiefs that are under the Nshindi dynasty, we have no intention, we have no plans to petition the creation of Zambezi Central.
On 17th April 2026, ECZ unveiled the creation of 70 additional constituencies, with Zambezi Central constituency among them.
As Lunda Establishment, we are geared to go out with our people to support the campaign of His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema in the Lunda Kingdom, in Northwestern Province. And also our son, or the soul, Mr. Dennis Kayumbu Manu, is candidate for Zambezi Central.
Senior Chief Nshindi made the remarks when UPND Zambezi Central Constituency aspiring Member of Parliament Dennis Mano paid a courtesy on him at his palace in Zambezi District.
Anasone kinekuji nao Lunda Royal Establishment and actually yeni sangu ya delimitation ya Zambezi Central kuchota chanyilonga. Aminkaka anarari na ilo janekuji kwesoko chinelu kama wenami irano jinelu kosinganda je chujejima munu Lunda Royal Establishment ana actually insangu chota nawo chanekuji nami inganda je chujejima kutachikela nukri mwantamunene yejima munu mu Lunda Royal Establishment.
Traditional leaders are urging citizens to verify information before sharing it, especially as elections approach.
I want to declare that any person who shall hear or shall misrepresent the Lunda Royal Establishment, giving false and unfounded statements on social media, we shall deal with him according to the powers vested in this Royal Establishment. by the Lunda customary law. So those who have sent such statements should cease forthwith. We're here to campaign for the president and campaign for our MP.
Patrick Mackay, Crown TV News, Zambezi.
And now finally, in some sporting news, where the 2025-2026 Tri-Fin Premier Futsal League final is set for a 10th showdown as defending champions Lusaka Automotive and title challengers Moody Stars gear up for Game 2 on Saturday, the 20th of June 2026, with Lusaka Automotive holding a 3-2 lead from the first leg. One more win seals another championship for a team that has dominated Zambian futsal for nearly a decade. Lusaka Automotive Andrea Cristoforetti is tightening the defense and clearing mental fatigue, while Moody Stars' Moody Ahmad is sharpening attack to turn missed chances into goals.
As the 2025-2026 Tri-Fin Premier Futsal League title comes to an end, defending champions, the Lusaka Automotive, and title challengers, Moody Stars, are preparing for Game 2 set for Saturday, 20th June 2026. Lusaka Automotive head into the second leg carrying the weight of history and expectation. They have dominated Zambian futsal for nearly a decade. Lusaka Automotive head coach Andrea Cristoforetti says the main focus is recovering from yesterday's game both mentally and physically. He says they are analyzing yesterday's performance to avoid the mistakes that were made in preparation for Game 2. Andrea added that their goal is to maintain a strong defense, something they adjusted slightly over the course of the season.
That the main focus for us during trainings at this right moment will be to recover from the game of yesterday, physically and mentally, and to prepare in these next 2 days the same, meaning the finals are always games with high intensity. They're very competitive. So the very main focus should be to be ready to play a game with a high intensity and a good physicality. Analyzing those aspects, and the main one I can say that will be to have a very strong defense.
Meanwhile, Moody Stars head coach Moody Ahmadi says his team needs to recover from yesterday's game and have a solid training session ahead of Saturday. He says they are focusing more on the chances they created that could have changed the game. He added that they defended very well, but now need to be more clinical and score more goals. He hopes for a good game on Saturday so they can force a third and decisive game on Sunday.
About the game, we had a lot of chances. We had controlled the game very well. We missed a lot of chances. Futsal is not like 11 aside. When you have those chances, you have to take them. Otherwise, you'll be punished. More especially, you are playing against a team like Automotive. They have experienced players. The only thing we can do to change the game is just to focus more the chances which we had to score them. Otherwise, we defended very well. Everything went well in the game.
Loveness on reporting for Crown TV News in Lusaka.
That's all we had for you when it comes to our Daybreak News. Thank you so much. If you have missed out on any of the stories, then you can also catch our other bulletins at 12 o'clock, which is our midday news, and at 18:30, we do have our grand news. But otherwise, we're going to take a short break. When we do return, we continue with the Royal Breakfast Show.
On a busy day in Lusaka, right in the middle of a vlogging, Mr. Simon Mwela's phone battery died. Well, he knew what to do next. He called Zambia's top cell phone and accessories dealer. In a flash, problem solved. Across town, Dr. Sia Twambo was getting ready for a presentation when he realized that his PA forgot something. A quick call to Mobile City and his projector screen was delivered in no time. Meanwhile, Vana Fiasasa was about to leave for the village when she remembered she needed a phone upgrade. One call to Mobile City and a new phone arrived just in time. Vana Fiasasa snapping a selfie before hitting the road? But wait, I thought the other guys were in a hurry. For free, fast and reliable delivery, trust Mobile City. Beware of scammers. Mobile City Delivery. You order, we deliver.
Are you passionate about making a positive impact on communities? Do you dream of a career that combines psychology, social justice, and community empowerment?
Enroll in our June 2026 intake for the Diploma in Child and Adolescent Mental Health, community-based work with children and youth.
Dive into a transformative journey of learning and advocacy.
Immerse yourself in courses that explore human development, social policy, and diverse perspectives. Gain hands-on experience through community projects and internships.
REPSI is a TVETA accredited institution and offers all programs through online situated distance learning. You'll be empowered with the skills to create real lasting impact in communities.
Join us in shaping a brighter, more inclusive future for children and young people. Enroll with us for a program that equips you with the skills to create real, lasting impact.
To start your application, email us admissions.zambia@repsi.org or www.repsi.org or our Facebook page @RepsiZambia or call 0770-707-924. Together, let's make a difference through love, care, and protection for children.
Ulefwaya usende atia munani padi iyi nshirapusha no kutunga shuwa
Alala kentrande na imwe mana nwamingisha nomba mnganda
ha
mana nwamingisha mnganda
tabaina pakulala ero fibo filifulu tabaina kuningalala mwanjini na aisa zomunzaka mana
fibo filichalo kense kukosa vendasa kama na fyomwe obe
abantu abalefu efyupo muno mu kyalo bengi sana
nomba ina wamwisa nali upo hapo
ina ne alikulonga ine pano wafe olwo abantu abaleta mboti bakweva ati kweva ati ine nshau papo nshakwatapo mwana
ine ninjipelesha kulima ngamuli serious munjo ati ndi serious kozine chilefu kusebana kuchalo
kuti wana pa beneka
ibo mwefa kupa ine ngakwalo mwana kashuwa isunga pano pachalo pona aba
Hello viewers, I am Esther Abrahams Daka, your presenter for Alangizi. Alangizi ni program ya mene imayangana pabanja, zachikondi, zamchikwati, intambi or cultural values.
Zapyangulula. Aja pamene bapika na uja mwana nkala afanika nkala pamene pajanga twapika derera azibe mopikira derera azibe mopikira lumanda azibe ndiyo zonse
ankala interest
ndabakainge kupenda kuchikwata zapika bwanje.
Each one of them ngandine tate nifuna ti bana banga bachita accept mukazi uja. I should show it to my children and they will accept this. The mothers were that lady should also play well for them to accept it.
And I'm here to inform you that Alangizi has gone on recess, but we will be right back in September. So for me, see you in September.
Landeni tuminene amuleke lumiti seze
shiteni tumiretere
mabuna tu afyanta manga fino ni kimwa ikibati wanu na fyasa chizo in the mix abalala pandala ma ba fyanta ma
mwakokola sana okweba ti mushebayi nchipeketa mwesabene bamakoeni mu Zambia namba 3 wani chimpundula asho abaumwe abakosereko kuwina ku Mobile City ukutamba nokuwina
Chila mulungu kasondo ku Crown TV nenshita ya 19 sate ifya kuwina
Mobile City, the phone's paradise.
Welcome back. You are still watching the Royal Breakfast Show on Friday, right here on Crown Television. Yes, we're just coming from getting to look at the major stories that are in the news for today. But remember that today we're getting to look at pretty much a number of stories that did characterize this particular weekend. On Sunday, like Dash had mentioned earlier, it is a big day for the male folks. It is Father's Day. Yeah, there's so much of appreciation of Mother's Day, Women's Day. What other day exists, Dash, that celebrates women?
Yeah, there's Mother's Day, Women's Day. I think maybe Girl Child Day.
There's Woman Crush Wednesday, Ladies Night Out.
I mean, we're important, you know. But men are also equally
Men
important.
are equally important, and this particular Sunday is that particular day when we get to celebrate them. I don't know how you're going to be celebrating your dad.
Well, my dad went to buy milk. He never came back. No, my dad's in America, but I will be sending him a little song, you know, in dollars. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know about you, because there are some father figures in your life as well that you might want to do something for.
No, definitely they will come through and testify. I wouldn't want to let the cat out of the bag now, but I would do something.
Or maybe you have something for your children.
Maybe my children have got something for me.
Your nephews and nieces.
Interesting. But Dash, you did mention something about dollars. You getting to send your father some dollars. And we'd love to find out how the kwacha is so that you make your budget properly. So that you don't just send $1, because obviously it'll be somewhere around 17 kwacha here in Zambia. But yes, we will be getting to look into those particular issues of how the money markets are doing. But obviously today holds a very significant day in history. As we are getting ready for the money markets, we do understand that history is so very much important for us to be here. We come from somewhere. And obviously what we are today, is as a result of some things that were done yesterday. And this sets a mark of how we are supposed to navigate the days that are coming, or it creates a clear roadmap, for the future. So obviously every day it is important that we just get to look back into history and see what that particular day holds as of importance or significance.
I mean, speaking of history, yesterday we were talking about Dr. Frederick Chiluba and the legacy that he left behind 15 years down the line, the sort of impact that it actually left on society, and, some of the things that people were sharing with us yesterday with regards to, what they remember him by and how they remember him as a person, because some people had the privilege of actually sitting down with him and talking to him, getting to know a little bit more about him, and also asking him about his policies.
Exactly.
And then on Wednesday was the 5th anniversary of the death of our first Republican president in Dr. Kenneth Kaunda as well, who'd also left a significant impact on the Zambian society. Of course, people who had a few things to say about him with regards to what they remember him by when they were a kid, and just seeing him on the TV. If you did have a TV with the little dials on the screen as well.
With the little what do you call it? With the little thing at the back, we used to call it the TV chimchombo.
As we call them, monkey. That big thing at the back.
Yeah.
So it's quite interesting this past week. There's been a lot of history that has been left behind and history that can forge us ahead as well into the future.
Let's get to find out what today in history looks like and just get to see what transpired on the 19th of June, but back in the years. So remember that you can actually get to share with us also. If you're a history class student, rather, you're in a history class, this is very important. You need to have your pen and your notebook or your notepad close by such you get to record some of these incidents. In case it just comes up as an examination question, you will be able to remember that you saw it on the Royal Breakfast Show on a Friday of the 19th of June. So let's get into today in history. That's how it looks like in today in history. Quite a number of incidents or events that took place there. There was a coup that happened, in Algeria, where the president then, Ahmed Ben Bella, the name came so very flashy because of Ben Bella Road that we have here in Lusaka. And obviously these are names that you just get to hear, but you don't know where they're originating from. It's important to learn that that's where it comes from, obviously.
That's why history is important. Like what we just witnessed now. Ben Bella Road, there's Thabo Mbeki Road.
Exactly.
There was some significant history. In fact, it was his birthday the other day. And there's also Haile Selassie Road as well. So it's pretty interesting to just go back and find out where these names actually came up from.
Definitely.
But in 1913, it was quite interesting because the Land Act had actually come into effect in South Africa, which prohibited the black natives from actually prohibiting that land that was out of their native space. And I know it's a Friday, just to loosen it up a little bit. There are sometimes when people go on social media and say, Ish, instead of me buying land in 2005 in my mother's tummy, I decided to just be there laying in my mother's belly. So it's quite interesting because land these days is so difficult to acquire in certain parts of the region. For example, in Roma, because now there are a lot of people that are building houses, the land has become a lot more expensive because a lot more people have actually moved in those areas.
I mean, land is the only asset that has been, recorded to say each day that passes, the value goes up. So it's always important. Somebody was telling me that if you want to be considering business, consider getting into, land acquisition, real estate, for example. There's so much money is there because each day that passes, there's an increment in terms of value. So indeed, it is like that, and that's how it looks like. But for now, let's get into the money markets now and find out how much the kwacha is doing or faring against the other currencies such as the dollar, the Great British pounds, and the euros. Let's find out and see how you can be able to navigate around your pocket today as you do your exchange rates.
So earlier on, Mike was saying that I need to be, keeping a keen eye out for the United States dollar when it comes to sending money to my father, who's in America. But if you do find any of your friends in the European areas, the Great British Pound is buying at 23 kwacha 46 ngwe and selling at 23 kwacha 93 ngwe. The rand is buying at 1 kwacha 8 ngwe and selling at 1 kwacha 10 ngwe, but it looks like it hasn't moved since Wednesday. It's maintained that rate. The United States dollar is buying at 17 kwacha 72 ngwe and selling at 18 kwacha 7 ngwe, and then the euro is buying at 20 kwacha 33 ngwe and selling at 20 kwacha 73 ngwe. The rates are indicative. They do vary from bank to bank, and these rates are as of 6 o'clock this morning. So the next time you do visit a bureau, then there's a likelihood that these rates are likely to change. So make sure that you visit the nearest bureau as soon as possible if you want to get the best rate possible.
Yes, indeed, that's how it looks like. So now you know how you are going to be expecting, how much you're going to be expecting to have if you convert your kwacha into a dollar into a kwacha. That's how the figures stand as of 6 hours today. Just like Dash has clearly put it, if you find it a little bit higher or lower, it is because these figures are prone to change with time. But let's be getting into the stories that are making headlines in the various newspapers. Remember that you can get to write to us on these various stories by getting to send us a text message on the number 0979 958392. That's the number that you're using. Go to our social media, which is Facebook. We are live right about now, and leave us a comment beneath. And also remember that as we are getting to tackle the big stories that have taken place throughout this particular week, you can come through and tell us what story has been the biggest to you by getting to write to us. Don't shy away. Please let our inbox accommodate that particular text message of yours, and we'll be more than glad to read it out. But for now, let's get into the front page headlines. The Mass newspaper appears with the leading story saying Kuya Bebele. This one is, it looks so very familiar of a newspaper, really. Yes, but this one obviously looks quite familiar. But it says Kuya Bebele, UPND must go to save Zambia from doom. Says Kaela, stay away from UNZA, students advised. The other one says brace for internet shutdowns. That's according to NCP, who urges. The other one says engage in violence at on peril. UPND cadres warned. And safe food preventable burden, says ZCSA. Those are the stories that are coming through from the Mast newspaper this particular morning.
Yes, moving on to another newspaper this morning. You can come through on 0979 958 392. In the Daily Nation, you'll find headlines such as the main one, which says GBM quits politics. And it goes on to say, pleads that he should be dragged into politics as he is now retired. Says he's laid down his politics, his political gloves to concentrate on businesses, a field he knows better for his heart. And then UPND adoptions were messy. That's according to HH. The Chiluba legacy at 15, the president who turned tenants into homeowners, and then violence erupted in Mandevu. Otherwise, those are the headlines making the Daily Nation newspaper this morning.
Let's look at the Times of Zambia newspaper as of Friday, the 19th of June, 2026. It comes through and says, emulate FTJ's burial. Or this is the Daily Nation. The Daily Nation says, with the rural votes, Maccabi. That's what it says right there. And it says people in the rural areas are the most disappointed, angry with the UPND administration, and more than determined to have change of government. The other one says Chiluba was a pioneer of democracy. That's according to the Vice President, Madam Talina Rumango. And she urged politicians to protect the democracy that was hard-earned, with the sacrifice of leaders such as late former President Chiluba, who stood against all odds to bring about multi-party democracy. Zambia safer and secure under HH. That's according to State House. And beneath that, the headline says, ACC warns against electoral corruption. Next to it, it says Nakachinda seditious case adjourned over video failure footage. That's how the Daily Nation looks like this morning.
0979-958-392. Looking at the headlines that are making the front pages of the various newspapers this morning on the 19th of June 2026. And of course, Father's Day is approaching, just 2 days away. Now, looking at what is making the News Diggers front page, there is the main headline which is saying we've no powers to disqualify candidates, only courts can, and that's according to the Electoral Commission of Zambia. And there's another one on top, another headline which reads ERB deck uncover hidden fuel tunnel in Lusaka, arrest 8. Now, you might have missed out on that story when it comes to our daybreak news, but we will be looking at it just a little bit again because it's quite interesting. And then in green, UNZO postpones mid-year exams. So you can find more of that story on page 5. And then Tonse using our regalia to stage violence. That's according to the UPND. So you can find more of that story on page 4. Otherwise, those are the headlines making the front page of the News Diggers newspaper this very morning.
0979-958392, 0979-958392. The Times of Zambia says, emulate FTJ's courage. President pays glowing tribute to fearless patriot Chiluba is the lead story. And the other one says, HH strikes chord with musicians. You might have seen yesterday, obviously, there was a number of pictures with a lot of artists. And in picture focus there, that's the Republican president, with musician Elton Mulenga, obviously popularly known as Yomaps, when the head of state met artists in Choma yesterday. But the other one says, State House for Policy-Based Engagement is another story that you get to find in there. ACC Act to Combat Electoral Graft. And beneath that it says, don't bring back plunderers. That's according to a Catholic priest. The other one says, Zambia, US realign $491 million United States dollar compact program. And on top it says, DPP 6 gold cash forfeiture. And right next to it, it says, ZDA Mansa Sugar CU $100 million United States dollar deal. And in sports, Ego lifts Mowowo. Those are the stories that the Times of Zambia has this particular morning.
Moving on to another newspaper that is making very interesting headlines, of which you can come through on 0979-958-392, is the Daily Mail Zambia, the Zambia Daily Mail rather. And it is leading with the main headline, which says, they stole money, now want to return. And it's just one of the very interesting headlines that's making the newspapers this morning. Remember, each one of these headlines, whichever one actually stands out to you the most, you can always come through and leave us a contribution on our Facebook page. But this very headline goes on to say, Catholic priest urges citizens to protect public resources. And the rest of that story can be found on page 3. Then there's a picture of the president with some UPND supporters over there, UPND candidates rather, and party officials in Choma district, which is in the southern province. It says national interest first. And that's according to the president. Army geared to stop troublemakers crossing into country. And that's according to Ziele. Okay, nice. And then in black, it says, what's your offer to Zambians? Hamasaka asks opposition. At the bottom, $491 million compact program realigned. And then ECZ wants orderly campaigns. That's the Electoral Commission of Zambia. And then there's an inspirational note, as we always say, because it is a Friday. Finally, the weekend has come. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds you plant. And that's according to Robert Louis Stevenson. Otherwise, those are the headlines making the front page of the Zambia Daily Mail newspaper this morning.
That's how it looks like in the various newspapers. But the Daily Revelation comes through with the lead story saying, Icho Chivere Shicho. That's according to Kalaba. And an interesting headline there, Dash. that has got, we need to check into closely with regards to some of the things that have been spoken there. It says, Chibere Shicho, that's Kalaba, who says, but I will join them. I will join them if we have a televised debate involving myself, HH and key contenders, and they convince me on integrity and program for Zambians. So now, Chibereshi to start seeking me to join heads with others, rather, when Zambians have. Well, it's quite blurry, but definitely that's how it says. We won't give in to the noise. Next to that, it says HH holds no grudge against Muchima, Nkombo, and Hamasaga. That story goes on page 2 of the Daily Revelation newspaper this particular morning. You can comment if it has stood out to you. The number is 0979 958392. Remember to write us a text message, and later on we'll be getting to open the phone lines. And also remember that on top of what we're discussing today, we are also just getting to give kudos to various fathers, as Sunday will be a Father's Day. Interesting day, really indeed. But the last newspaper dash, this is how it comes like as of Friday.
The Friday edition of the Mass newspaper leads with the main headline, which says, "Vote Hichilema, you will never regret," says GBM. And there's also another headline in red. It says, "Those paid to humiliate us failed," says Membe. So you can find more of that story on page 3. And then in yellow, "Prove no salary claim, HH challenge." There was actually a clip that was circulating with regards to what he had mentioned. So you can find more of that story on page 3. And then "Empower cotton farmers," Mulungushi urged. And you can find more of that story on page 3. There are a group of people who have tried to implement wearing chitenges every now and then, like on a specific day, so that they can promote Mulungushi textiles. And then MMD snubs Chiluba event over Nevers. So you can find more of that story on page 3. And then there's a picture of the former Defense Minister, Jeffrey Walia Mwamba. Otherwise, those are the headlines making the front page of the Mass newspaper this morning.
Interesting enough. Now, what is so very interesting from the Mass newspaper is after getting to read that he is retiring from politics, GBM, but he has gone further to say that you should vote for HH. Is endorsing, in other words. But earlier we did actually get to see him say he doesn't want to be tied to any politics. He has retired to concentrate on business, which is something that he knows best to do. But it's quite interesting to see him, even after retiring, still appearing in the spaces of politics, obviously, and getting to endorse the current president.
The thing is, it's all going back to what Pastor Peter Chanda said, the president of the NCP party. If you can't beat them, join them. And
I really agree with you, but the one that is joining now is a person that has told us that
he's quit politics. But that's what I'm saying, because if you're not joining the ruling party, then which other party is left?
Is quitting politics joining the ruling party?
It's not joining. It's just basically almost like an endorsement, like giving people a thumbs up.
Okay. So when you retire from politics whatsoever, are you allowed to make political comments?
You're not actively taking part in it. It's just giving a comment. Are you not permitted to do so?
0979958392. Those are the stories that the various newspapers do have for today, and we're just getting to check into the text messages are coming. Keep them coming on that particular number, and go to our Facebook as well and leave us a comment. We'd love to know where you are watching the program from. We'll be more than glad and interested in just getting to know which part of the country you are watching us from. Remember that you are either catching us on DSTV channel 277 and on GoTV it's on channel 23, as well as on Topstar channel 89. Those are the platforms, major mainstream platforms that you get to catch us on. But I'd love to find out what stories or which story particularly stood out for you from the papers.
I think from the news diggers, the story that read, or the headline that read, ERB deck uncover hidden fuel tunnel in Lusaka, and they've managed to arrest 8 people. It almost comes to show, and also sort of answers some of the questions that people have been asking, like, why is it that there's so many petrol stations that are popping up every now and then? And now we find that people are concealing containers of oil or petrol in various regions such as tunnels. But we did cover this in our news. We did manage to find out a little bit more of it. So I'd like us to find out, or just to get a bit of more context with regards to what I'm actually mentioning, in case you're trying to find out. So let's just take a look at this news item so that you understand exactly what I'm talking about.
The Energy Regulation Board, in collaboration with the Drug Enforcement Commission-led task force on fuel smuggling and venting, has uncovered illegal fuel activities involving the siphoning, concealment, and distribution of petroleum products in Lusaka. During an enforcement operation in the industrial area, officers discovered a hidden underground tunnel containing approximately 4,500 liters of suspected illegally obtained fuel stored in containers. Further operations conducted in Kanyama, Zanione, and Chufema areas led to the seizure of additional petroleum products, bringing the total amount recovered to 6,480 liters, while 8 suspects were arrested in connection with the related offenses. The suspects are in custody and are expected to appear in court soon. The task force wishes to express concern over illegal fuel activities as they pose serious public safety, environmental and economic risks, including revenue losses to government and unfair competition within the petroleum sector. The public and industry stakeholders are hereby urged to report suspected cases of fuel smuggling and illegal vending as authorities continue joint efforts to dismantle illegal fuel networks.
Very interesting stuff. And if you're somebody who loves to watch movies with regards to, fronts and also just uncovering unsolved mysteries such as that is just basically an idea that you can get with regards to how people were smuggling fuel under tunnels. And I don't know, it kind of made it look a bit obvious because you can't be putting it in, containers where you actually put petrol for cars. And they try to disguise it, but DEC as well as ERB managed to unravel it. But the sad part is that there's a lot of economic aspects that are brought into it, in that fuel could have gone back into the economy, but instead people are trying to find other means to make money.
I mean, it's just right that the ERB have actually intensified investigations into this particular matter, and we're yet to find out how far they will go, and so that we get to also determine or just find out how many people are involved in this particular matter, because just like you've mentioned, it leaves a very huge and very huge toll on the economy of the country when this is supposed to be done the right way, when everybody else is supposed to be benefiting from this. Some people have decided to be storing wherever they're going to, wherever they actually do get to sell them to. We do have these particular issues of shortages of fuel time and again, and to see that people else somewhere in Kanyama are storing fuel beneath Zanimuone, beneath tunnels, it's quite concerning, and we can only await that investigations are concluded with and see how far we can go with this particular matter, and ensure that all the perpetrators are brought to book.
But then also, if you remember, there was that incident, or there was a period where people were hoarding petrol. This could be some of the people, but of course, investigations are still being had. 8 people have been apprehended, and there are going to be questions, because obviously it can't just be 8. There should be a lot more people. If it's over 4,500 liters, that's a lot.
It is.
People need that petrol, but instead people decide to, redistribute it. And of course, the rest of the perpetrators who are found wanting, hopefully they are going to be caught, because if they are in hiding, then it means that there's still an underground operation that is, taking place.
Interesting enough, 0979958392. Do have our first caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Chongwe.
Your name again?
I'm Elias. I'm calling from Chongwe.
Mr. Elias, go ahead and give us your thoughts.
I think the issues of fuel, I would have loved you go, stay in George compound, go at the industrial area there, see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked, I think, with these matanka drivers or fuels. You know what happens? There's a lot of fuel that remains in those tankers. It's not like they siphon to go and deliberate, maybe put a stain on government. No, it's something that remains. That's spillage. Okay? That spillage that remains. If they don't remove it from the tanker, it goes back to Indian, then they road the fuel which comes to become, let's say, it's a contaminated fuel. But the fuel that remains, they can as well remove it. When they remove, sometimes they put it in their own vehicles. If their vehicles are full, any other person can buy it. Now, the way people have come out and the way those guys went and filled that fuel, it's like they are playing a hero. You're not supposed to play a hero. If that is wrong, honestly, go to the industrial area where they discount that fuel, see for yourself. Just stay there for 1 week or two. Then you know the truth. Because the way the thing has come out, it's like that is it's like they're just trying to push the government down, which is not correct. And the way the story is coming out, it is not true. Underground fuel smuggling network uncovered. Everyone knows. The police knows. Everyone knows about that. Even some of the police go there and buy fuel. So when people bring it out like that, it is very unfortunate, and that is misleading. That is completely misleading. I've been there. I know exactly what goes on there. I've worked with matanka drivers.
So you've also been a part of the storing of fuel.
No, I haven't been a part. Me, I'm technical. I wouldn't even hide. I wouldn't even want to put about the push. That's why I've said, you journalists, ngamunakulirako kwa George or Mumatero, take 1 week there. Cover yourself like, okay, you just work there, or you put some a banana. See what goes on around that place. Then you will say that, gentlemen, I think let's not scandalize other people. Because that's scandalizing other people.
But this is a report that is coming through from the regulatory body, and you are not going to call us journalists scandalizing. This is a report that has come from the regulating body themselves.
No, I'm not blaming anyone, but the way people are putting it. Okay, the way people are putting it. Imagine you are a tanker driver. You are loaded 3,000 liters. Then that 3,000 liters, you end up with, then kwasala na pai wako for convenience sake, kwasala 40 liters mutanka yako. What are you supposed to do with that 40 liters? Give me a straightforward answer. You have offloaded, you are loaded at Inden. Wagwela wants to offload kuja. What happens with the fuel that remains? You take it to ARB. Give me a straightforward answer.
Thank you so much, Mr. Elas. We really appreciate your contribution on that particular matter. Obviously, being a part of the undergoings or the undertakings, there is a very different perspective to it. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
We are very fine, thank you. How are you?
Good.
Hello.
You are speaking to me.
Please reduce the volume on your TV.
Okay, just a minute.
Or you can move away from the TV.
Yes, I'm getting you now.
Yes, you can go ahead and give us your views.
Yeah, I want to comment on the must newspaper. Many GPM vashitaindozi va President Hakainde Hichilema. Are you getting me, Nyanja?
Yes, we are getting you.
Yes, I want to endorse nifuna uchita comment pamene vashitaindozi va GPM kuchita endorse va President Hakainde Hichilema. You know, this is the move which as people of Zambia tufunga taking. You know, if waona ngati mzako ashita bwino, ngati waona timzako ashita bwino, ni kutasha chabe watasha dhani. Kungo kamba chabe kukamba vo kamba mzako ashita bwino, yungo kamba vili negative. You know, ba GPM when they want ba UPND member vaenda ukuva chita hivi na hivi pa last foot vaona kuti no muntu amene ali right ni uyo, because they tested all the parties. They tested to say no now again vabwerera, which is ine kuli ine nachona kuti ba GBM babwerera mu njira manje vanatayika apa manje ndipe babwerera mu njira apa yeah nishita comment na ma political parties yenanga mene yakali na ndale zofuna donsana oh no kopera ko ba GBM vye bachita ba GBM has done a lot bafana majambo punzira kupale ba GBM kuti ngati watayika nikubwerera chabe yeah nikubwerera chabe ndiye politics no thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate your contribution this morning.
Thank you very much.
We do have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Hello.
I think they ran away.
Yes, they actually did run away. You are right. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Thank you. Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you calling us from?
My name is Frederick. I'm calling from Chiluba.
Please go ahead and give us your thoughts.
Oh, thanks a lot. Let me just comment on the issue of GBM. It's good that he has gone out of politics. It doesn't mean when he endorses HH, then he's back into politics. No, endorsing it doesn't matter. So it's right. What he has done is right, and he has seen that the government is really working. But that's the reason why I even commend the previous speaker to say when somebody is doing fine, it's better you say thank you and probably award him something. So I would like to commend the present government to say let it continue. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate your contribution all the way from the eastern parts of the country there. We do have another caller, Mr. Nyirenda, the Chairman General. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, panel.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Thank you. The issue of ERB, debt, and the other security agencies confiscating and arresting those perpetrators dealing in fuel. In Ghana, Cuba, Monga diesel, petrol, no one is happy, and myself cannot be happy with that. But even those in government, they have been allowing it ever since. You know, even our security wings are the perpetrators of this vice, because you find that in Chinika, a security vehicle, a government security vehicle is going around getting to my TDM. You see, I've witnessed it several times. So it's not something that is new. So maybe what has happened now is that maybe Kudiamo was not there, then some people were frustrated and confiscated those things. But truly speaking, it's not a good deal, because it's a health hazard. Anything can happen. Houses can be burnt, properties can be burnt, but my worry is how security officers have been allowing such a thing. I am a good witness, because I've seen security wings doing that, getting monies from these depots, called depots, in those garages in Chinika. Oh, it's bad anyway. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nyirenda, there for giving us your thoughts. Hello, good morning.
Mwabuga buti.
Twabuga jitana, mwabuga buti.
Mwabuga ndimemuga ndi musina zongwe.
Twamuga kamzuma nana.
Abo basobana mu ngwimba mafuta agisi abo bezire wangwa. Ibagita nchibimba nyonganya gisi. Abezere kugitobo pe mudala abo ababange bya rusumpolwa gisi bayinkansi.
Twarumba twakatandabara. We thank you so much for giving us a call the way from Sedazongo. Mr. Banda, mwauka?
Mwauka.
Tauka bwino ka kusinda.
Kusinda kwa bwino, mwana kabula kufera fakala.
Yeo zikomo.
Zikomo ambere. Matasha vindo vaboza yai. Anyandale yawa ni deile ojo inandale mdala. Jitasha kuti ndalama ufo bwela pa 50 kwacha. Jitasha kuti fertilizer bwela pa 250. Ndebere munga tashe. mutasha chani chapale mutasha GBM anacha vantu paground vavutika chabe, people are suffering here manje muntu akajoina ndale mkamuyamika no yamikani mazambiani yose kuti ufo bwera pa 50 kwaje mazambiani vayamike fertilizer bwera pa 250 mbewu tugulako pa 80 kwaje per kg noti vene ziguliwa mbewu mkamika GBM mulimi aluvutika GBM ndiye mena vota yavota answer ni no mulimi aluvutika pa so fodia tukwaja 50 ngwe fodia manje GBM oyo samika kuti no vindu vabwera pano maringa president wachinja vindu vabwera pansi malimi fertilizer agula pa 250 kolokoti vati please asakala sazari bulo ziko kompi
Yo ziko mwabanda. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Hello?
Hello, reduce the volume on the TV.
Hello, how are you?
We are fine, thank you. Can you reduce the volume on the TV set?
This is Kingsley calling from Livingston.
Yes, Mr. Kingsley.
Yes, GBM has done a good job. He's supporting HH. HH is our president. He's our future president. So, anyway, I'm just trying to advise the government what he has done to good chiefdom. Good chiefdom, that's for kila chief of Stifuna. Chief who is busy selling the land. Busy selling the land like Salaula. We don't want him. Me, I'm from the lower family of Skute. We are the lower members of the Skute. We haven't sat looking for a chief. But the government has imposed us as the chief. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your contribution. Hello, good morning.
Mike, how are you this morning? And my dear sister.
No major breakdowns. Minor ones are
dear
endured.
sister. Yesterday it was in Dashi.
I'm good for today.
But it's okay.
Mama politicians, Mama Tisogoniza Chabe. Kainuzapeza lero wali uku. At least ngati wa bishop wakambako, so mambela bishop sana maboza. My politician they are not even priesthood. Ero mtafizi wali mundu vira kawina, so hapa zaenda kuli mundu vira zimunga tunyoni nkara abandi sote abe ngatino amembe ngatino amududu awina. So for me, I don't put my 100% in these politicians. After all, the great leader of this country one time, Daniel Munkombwe, told us that politics in Zambia is of the berry, pamala, kudia, kukuta, pasira. So, gwera mande kufukanya fiweo, smuggling, but the number kudala time ya kaunda yo, now IPND, pavane, nalimo opposition, nakamba no, kuli makateozi mukani ya fuel tikabwera tizawacho sapo makateozi anja ndo konkelera wamene wasunga tepezi machani ife tifuna vamene vajenzo kamba kuti makateozi vaja vamene valinga kuti fuel isabwerere pasi mtengo ndiye vamene tizi more interested notu asunga yabeti makontena ka 25 ati no tasevenza yayi nanga makateozi amene awo yali kuti so tiendi zikamba vintu vamene which affect. So as I go, the kwamba so sikamba kuti sikiza wabotera yai, but kamba vimani which affect a ground. Mwando kuya wantu wanina tuma container 5. Nanga wakateo. Because Mike, God bless you na my dear sister.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, would you kindly speak up? We can hardly hear you.
Okay. Are you able to hear me now?
Much better. Your name and where you calling us from?
This is Shaka Zulu.
Shaka Zulu.
Shaka
Yeah.
Zulu.
The reincarnation?
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Yes, please.
Mhm.
On the people, when people are talking about, I want you to help us also as scholars. Sometimes we just speak things which are not there. Then again, as the time goes by, people pick it as if it is the gospel truth. When you are talking about agriculture, no farmer can produce maize for 50 kwacha. That is not correct. You can't do that. What type of farming are you doing? You use a tractor and you produce 50 kwacha new meal. You use animals in the morning. You wake up in the morning. Even Mr. Banda knows very well that there is no farmer who can produce maize for 50 kwacha. So for him to continue saying, 50 kwacha, 50 kwacha, 50 kwacha, what type of farming is he talking about? We don't produce fertilizer. That's private sector. And the farmers are private people. The government has no farmer. It is him who is a farmer, who is doing business in farming. So sometimes you help us to say, how would you do it to produce a 50 kwacha new meal? How would you do it so that it can help us? Than every time telling the world that there is new meal for 50 kwacha. I thought sometimes you ask him, because that is his news, to say it's 50 kwacha. So let him help us. How do we produce maize for 50 kwacha? And where does the government produce fertilizer? And who is the farmer of the government? Because we are all independent farmers doing our own business in farming. We have our own mills, our tractors. What is the cost of producing a 50 kwacha maize? What is the cost? Let him help us. I think so. That's my concern.
Thank you, Mr. Shaka Zulu. Mr. Alik Mwauka.
Tauka Mike.
Tauka bwino ka kuchipata kauka bwanje.
Kuchipata kauka bwino. Uza Mike. Hello.
Tukumva.
Problem ikulu yamene balira siona. Bantu problem ikulu emetira muno Zambia ninkani ya ndalama economy. Ndalama ya vuta. Kuvuta kwa ndalama zaswa upeza kuti bantu badandaula. Because Mike, time ya business. Koma kushika munga kulibe business, ndalama msekresheni mulibe. Lombolo bantu amene tizambo nkhala bwanji. Koma business ya listaki. Ndalama msekresheni mulibe. That's why mwana kuti udandaula kwa kula. That's why mwana kuti maybe government blame abantu. Kama promises yezo promisa yasiyana napdani government bachita. Aona? So dandaula ya ile ni waike konsetu ku economy. Economy wantu wadandaula economy. Sikuti unga. Mtakamba uti baby unga wa chipa ni vose va chipa. Maona? Vintu vikali vodula. Vikali vodula maningi Mike. So bantu badandaula pamene yapo. Ndiye pamene siwa yangana baboma. Pamene siwa yangana government. Kuti bantu chamena alulira chene ni chani. Chame chilengesa to opposition itekingeko mpavu ni chani. So make sure baike konserve pamene yapo. Ndavene mtuwile. Aone kasocha bega. Swali mpeta uke. Isetili kuna kuisa improvis. Timvera foka mbapa bantu. Ati msanga mulibe wali msanga. Msanga wene mtuwile wanafika. Kazi this time kuli mafoni ya. Mafoni ya kuli ya kuru msanga ya limo. So pamene ya limo mafoni ya kuli ya kuru. Mose pamene vichitika walangizana. Andi mmizi. Wakangona kwa chabechani waunjika na kapani 20 wanga na pafoni. Ziko Mike.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. That's Mr. Alik there all the way from Chipata. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Kalumbila Matoka, Lungu.
Mr. Matoka, go ahead and give us your thoughts.
Good morning, people. How are you?
We are fine.
Good, thank you.
May God be with you. This is a good program.
Thank you so much.
Thank you every time for bringing this program. Let me say on this, some of the people are economy, unga wadula. It is us who can go kumunda so twala kumukumabala twalima. So nangoba kweshe pa 50 kwacha nomba ama farmers bakashikisha shinge. Because ama farmers apa balefo okubalundirako. So some of the things abantu ababe nabalera ndabo nga wabalolesha nabakwata nefu nabakula. Ife bali mukaunde ife balesta bread ya tungwe na lero ife bengashita. Because nga ulekula nefintu filekula. Tekweba tifintu fila bapamope nawe. So the only thing inga tuwafulisha pamwe wa muntu ukuya nga kulima wayalima Notukula stefe uya tonton kanya fila wale vendara mu station ukwisanga wa vendara mero wabutuka wayakuda wayamukutena ngole vendara mesa free. That is not a good thing. Let us to chiteshan to kwata mana ya kwewa kubomba abale bomba nabakwate inendalama ngata ule bomba tetu kwate ndalama. That is the only thing. If you tell me abantu kuti yalisa venganda okukula 1 day 2 days 3 days yakula muri stay nono bakula bapusha nokupusha because of what ali bombo mnobe. So the only thing let us try to do if it's happening ngachitako pakwewa tisange ndarama tuleta shukuri wa GBM. That is the only thing nabakula shakwewa tuwayomu wale kutwala kula ngatafimunika bwino. That is the leadership. If to firo kukwata abantu abakwatena ebe firo kuben intunguru shukwafurisha abayiche not efe ture mona ile yaba mpundu ile yakutukana fiteke panchi nombe baryanga bayisa munani kadifika bashana. So quality ne diba GBM bali kwatenso ishisuma bali afurisha bena Zambia twalibeshi baba GBM. What you have done, may God be with you. Thank you very much, people. We say thank you for a good program. May God be with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Matoka. It's always good to hear from you, all the way from Kalumbira. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Please always ensure that you turn down the volume on your TV set when you call a TV station. Can you reduce the volume on the TV set?
Yes, please. I have reduced, sir.
Your name and where are you calling us from?
Yes, sir. This is Pearson calling from Kitwe.
Mr. Pearson, go ahead and give us your thoughts.
Yes, please. I just want to make a comment on those that are complaining on the Miu prices. The only solution that one can do, find a piece of land for yourself. Me, I have found a piece of land. I've got enough maize. I'll eat for the rest of the coming year without buying Miu. So it's not anybody who can buy Miu for you. You go and do the farming, get enough food for yourself, than complaining generally. You will not find a bag of Miu, 25 kg, 50 kwacha, where? You get involved and get food for yourselves. Don't expect the government to grow food for you. No. That's my contribution.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pearson. We really appreciate your contribution. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, sir.
My name is George.
Mr. George, go ahead and give us your thoughts.
Nachibowa ku ilishanya sana pabana baba Chiluba, Frederick Chiluba. Malona leo mfu abantu baletasha sana, balileta democracy. Bali abana baba Chiluba tabali po bambi mu corruption. So it's better government yilipo yafumire yali bachitiri obubi. Lero yilipo ibatontonka nsheko bali abana. Bantu pakwisa pali apa buta mu cathedral bambi onku ilishanya nishi pali filubene. Lero government ngayala ponena mwelole sheko pali bali abana. Ero nesha sheko bali abana tubaba munwawe. Na bamwene fe maro cathedral kulya. Lero mwandini wonse tulagira nonkweba ati ulia president ali letere democracy. Na panopo tulibambia amaeje ano balina mayanda balina enshi kubapanga marandroots. Nomba abana bakwa president bambi nkutanda orafide. Wati mokade obare bonfya fipabwalwa. Aka survive shani. So please mwema president relation popa abana baba nenu abaya shebo basha. Na totela, thank you.
Thank you so much. We do have Mr. Bunonge on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
We are fine. Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. Really, the first place. Yesterday I was not happy. You had to put me on hold. Yes, it's really all cold. So, please.
Please go ahead.
No one puts anyone on hold. Go ahead. It probably could have been network issues. Go ahead and give us your thoughts.
Yeah, my take first of all is one. People talk about 50 kwacha unga, whatever. But Babanda Avena, how old is he? Why doesn't he go back to childhood? But is he even having a gray hair this time around? Why can't he reduce it, go back to childhood? But he wants things to go back to what they were in Kaunda time. I remember when Chiluba came on board in 1991, the bag of 125 kg was 148 kwacha, I remember. But immediately it went to almost 250, 50 kg went to 500. Then again, when the PF came on board, here in Kalavo, the bag of breakfast meal was up to 50 kwacha in 2011. But at what time at what price did they leave it? Over 180. But they wanted to go back to 50. But do we need to be real? Let us be real, colleagues. I was disappointed yesterday. I was listening to the interview from Binwe Mpundu as he was being interviewed by Paul Shingongo on the Prime TV. When he said they would do everything possible to remove UPND. So Shingongo said, even using the Chitumbi, that yes, we shall use even Chitumbi. Now, what does that mean for a Christian nation? Because we used to hear rumors that they don't want to bury because they want to use the body of President Lungu in campaigns. People were refusing. But yesterday, Binwe Mpundu confessed, agreed that they are ready to use even the dead body of President Edgar Lungu as long as it can win the election. So should we tolerate that? Should we tolerate rituals in this country? Zambia has let us say no to that forces. Because what I know, they have that symbol of light, candle. That symbol I know is from Catholic as well as the Hinduism. Should darkness
as
become
wrap
light?
up, sir.
Is it true?
As you wrap
up. I conclude, can darkness become light? Yes, the devil can masquerade as the angel of light and whatever. But you should allow that politics, even your family, how can you allow your relative, your father, your own parent to be used in politics, yet is dead? What is in the exchange of what? Okay, what covenant do they have between the
right, thank you so much.
0979-958-392. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. We do have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, your name and where are you calling us from?
This is Ibrahim calling you from Chiluba.
Mr. Ibrahim, go ahead and give us your thoughts.
I just want to comment on what my previous father said on. I think as Zambians, we can't complain about a bag of meal being expensive. If we as a people, we can't cultivate or grow maize, which is our staple food. Because if every time we complain about a bag of meal, I'll give you an example of China. China, their staple food is rice. You find that every household cultivates rice because that's their staple food. Now, as Zambians, sometimes I'm a vegetable to that garden. We fail to do that. We want to go and buy vegetables. The market to complain that my vegetable to $1, but you fail to cultivate just a simple garden for to about my vegetables. We want to retire, then go to the farms, then eat our pensions there. We still have the energy to get a piece of land. We start cultivating just for your own consumption, even if it's not for sale. When everyone is cultivating maize, now cheaper. Because millers who have a lot of minimum, as a result, they reduce the prices. Manning at once, it is good and you don't keep on complaining. So sometimes we do not be involving politicians. Certain things ask the people to blame because we are too lazy as Zambians, very lazy. When it comes to businesses, we leave all these shops for Rwandese, foreigners, because we are too much in a hurry to make money. At the end of the day, we start blaming people for other things that we are not even supposed to blame them for. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the program.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate your contribution. 0979-958-392. Text messages are also getting to hit our inbox on that very number. We will shortly be getting to that later on in the program. But remember that those of you that are watching us online are also welcome to leave us your comments there with regards to these various issues that we are talking about. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Hello, Mawukwai.
Yeah, I'm quite much again.
Yeah, I'm quite. Ni nebo chiputa Kelvin kuno kukite kulwangwa.
Konganya ni.
I'm quite mawomba shani bonse hapo.
Twabomba fe wino katuishi bena.
nawe bwino mkwai kwena nachula 2 days 3 days kutumayo yashopa lero paka yasuka yafika autana atasha mkwai nalende fo kulandapo pamlandu wa bunga ubunga mairo twalipokera ripota tinabo bwera 200 kuno kukitwe maursi oyonza abantu 200 kwacha then mwashala 190 okay chende fo kulanda ndio mpa ma comments sana kuba nensu wa mwawa kwati kuchipata ndio mfa shawarumu okay ni babanda ndio mpa bare ilishanya background ye bubunga bala 150 kwacha nomba nishi ba politician bali kwata language mwe babonsa ma politics ngaturebe kushaba babasata bala 100 more money ma pocket make sure abantu bayisekirati limit wakolalosha fema pocket nempya shamoneka bale miningo kubombesha mwaka omunsi nashire bombesha sana muri basatabene nashire mu kutra efira balanda basatati more money because nashire bomba se babiri patatu nempya shamoneka so nango pa ba president eche balandiro kutira ubunga tukashisha 50 kwasha tabalero ndo kutira bene bakabika ngatuwabombesha twalima tufire twamono kutire fyafula ule kwa icyakora nga fyafula isine sira ibwesha na chitotera sana kuri abachirara ndo kutira tatubuteko pantu bantu abaleirimina bareshita ni business muntu ashita fertilizer pali 1000 alima then nga akete ashishe isakari ya 9 pali 50 kwa pamna ndo kwatala pangalosi but instyle no kwisa then mukubutuka fyoro ba GBM kutotera sana kwena ba GBM bali bombe n'abana bo ba HH kwena nangufu ba kitefyo balango mutima wako muno kutira bate mu cyaro cha Zambia ngani bambi nga bafuire cyati ni fireka bamba no kwapontera ba HH no kupera bambi abantu bati bena basarati HH muntu ngabomba nabo nabambi be umfensoni balolo chef kutira kino cyaro cyesu bonse bekwata olo mutima wako muno kutira kutitikisha ukuboshe cyaro panchi bantu nango abene bali fokusa mu power bambi botule umfomfo aba tabageze mukubombe sindu ifusuma bakafwafi kufunya abanabo nokuta kukadalizi munafimbi fyashara nokubepesha futi wine HH bakeza mubepesha te wafulunganya fyose yo red trading na ibwera HH wa ibire mpia yo bunga twadulisha ni 500 sakatu wakulashita yo HH wao na wile fira mwamo 9 so chefu aikafie tumupele kutimbi 10 years abombe fere mbutukese mushini na bwino nishina 10 years na kumana pena nangu nine wonka chinja manu chaka muvoterenga papita 10 years tapali fire tikankeza ndakati aba HH twalimpele 10 years abane ba PF yali 10 years so ni chapo no tukuba tikisha muri 4 years ba UPND na totera mkwai.
Dr. Mkwai, thank you so much for your contribution, Mr. Kelvin. But we should be getting into the text messages dash. There's so much interesting sentiments that are coming through from our callers this particular morning. Most of the discussion is being, bent towards the price, the minimum prices on the market.
I mean, some people thought that it would be at 50 kwacha, but economically speaking, I mean, there's a long way before that actually happens. Exactly. But like what Mike said, let's take a look at what's happening in our inbox. There's been quite a number of, traffic. There's been some traffic that has been coming through in our inbox. The phone nearly exploded because of how fast people have been going, using their two thumbs, or maybe it's just the one finger that they use for typing.
This one says, good morning, Mike and Queen Mataka. Gladly, the president is busy working as usual, a son of the soil with no panic or anything. No worry, as speculated by some sectors of opposition. The president has also allowed the opposition to hold rallies freely, the democracy we need for the country. As we await for August the 10th, God bless our country. That's according to Samuel, who is writing to us from Lusaka. Thank you so much, Samuel. We appreciate your contribution.
Morning crew, the so-called Kuya Bebele comes with no real checks and balances, are just a way of self-comforting. Makebi should sober up. Which rule does he claim he is known? Perhaps known for harboring the body, perhaps. Watching from Kapiri, this is Larry. A lot of perhaps in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, quite perhaps.
Yeah.
Morning, Mike and Ndashi. What Makebi said is really true. People in rural areas are very disappointed with leadership of UPND, especially on the issues of fertilizer. And in some parts of Zambia, farmers were sharing fertilizer in Medas. So, rural, na ikosako. Work well, guys. This is RBM from Matero North in Lusaka. Mr. RBM, thank you so much for writing to us this morning. We appreciate that Matero is watching.
Few issues, those people should have been talked to and educate them than playing hero. I think this was one of the callers that came through.
Sure thing. 0979-958-392. That is the number that you're using to get in touch with us on, especially the number that you can use to send us a text message, such as this one, which says, to save Zambia from doom. What doom? We are much we are much, much better, unless if one is a tribalist or just lazy to do anything. There is no name to this one, but would appreciate it more if you added your name as well as where you're watching the program from.
Let the Chiluba family be given their property, please. It has been long. Mike, Ndashi, work well. Chris, Livingston. Straight to the point, very short this time.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Chris. It's good to know that Tourist Capital is watching as well. Morning to you all. Education is a key to every door. It will show in future. A bag of meal has no future. As a teacher in a community, children used to fail to pay 100 kwacha with free education. The future will be bright. Watching from Livingston, Mrs. Wamundila. My grade 1 teacher was Mrs. Wamundila in Livingston.
My friend's friend is Emmanuel Wamundila.
So, and this message, as a teacher, I'm suspecting it's her.
You should pay her a visit, call her. That is, you do other things when you go to Livingston. Good morning, Crown family. I like the Brazilian jersey, Kuluwanashi. I'm also a strong supporter of Brazil. Kasonde Katiole, Fraser. Katiole, thanks, Fraser, Kasama. Thank you. I've got a lot more where this came from.
Okay, you know what that means, Fraser, obviously. This one says, good morning, Crown TV, moderators. Mr. Makebi Zulu is daydreaming. Which rural areas is he talking about? In Kaputa, children are attending free education and sitting on desks made by Zambians and producing bumper harvest. You failed to provide because of PF's long fingers. Spare us from gassing, sir. Mr. Matafwali of Kapirimposhi. Thank you so much, Mr. Matafwali. We appreciate your text message this morning.
0979-958-392. Time is zooming past. I don't know what is happening, but that's just a sign that this weekend is just going to blink past you.
I tell you.
Morning, RBS. It puzzles me to see some Zambians supporting the same people that ran down the economy and people who said a Bemba and an Easterner should not unite to remove HH. I see faces of people that look away meal allowances, or that took away meal allowances from students. Please, Zambians, let's move forward, not backwards. Don't be cheated by wolves coming back in sheepskin. This is PMB in Lusaka.
Thank you, PMB. We are so very much appreciative that you found time to write. They write back again and saying, morning RBS, very wise move by GBM to stop politics. I hope his friend Kambwili Chimba can also see how politics have bruised him. He's lost his two brothers in trying to gain mileage in politics. That's PMB again. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thanks for texting us and getting involved in the conversation. You too can also do the same by also going to our Facebook page. We're live as CrownTVZambia. You can leave us a comment underneath there. Later on, we're going to be joined by a rapper, musician, songwriter, singer as well, Philip Mwemba, who's going to be telling us about his journey. But we're still going through messages like this one, which says, morning panel, GBM is a Finnish politician trying to get sympathy from HH for his business to thrive. It's payback time for his release from prison. Whether he likes it or not, BM8 Zabigi is our next president. This is Masao Zega Bulangilo Coppola. That's Mike's place. Even though he's a Livingstonian, I always thought that he was from the Copper
Why
Belt.
do you guys always...
Because of your dance moves.
That's you. But KB Zulu is very right. Rural people have changed their mind and decided. The problem with the UPND is denial. They feel they still have the 2021 impact, which is very unfortunate. Dear Mr. Sakala and Dashi, I am a field worker who is in touch with the rural people on a daily basis. You can't believe what is happening or obtaining on ground currently. This is Bicton writing to us from Lundazi. Thank you so much, Mr. Bicton. We appreciate your text that is coming through from that part of the country in Lundazi specifically.
All right. It is 0979-958-392. This one says, what is going on at the mass newspapers? It seems they've changed their editorial policy to report positively on President HH7, his tribe, and UPND. Even GBM has changed again. Professionalism, next Kalaba, Membe, Mundurile, and Mekebi to defect to UPND. So there's no name attached to this one, but we do value your contribution.
Yes, indeed. Morning, Mike and Dashi. Comment on GBM of saying vote for HH and you will never regret. That's good message. kakubotha nkhozwa kuthegwa nkhoya kukabotha kwalo. Translate Mike to Ndashi.
Oh, wow.
So this obviously says that you need to leave the place where you are coming from in a very good, with good blood with the people. So that where you are going, you don't have hassle. It's going to be beautiful as well.
All right. No, thank you. He even knew. That's why it's like, no, say Pundash. Morning, Mike and Dashi. Comment is on voting. 3 eminent Zambians have advised, and it is up to us. Number 1, member has said HH may have shortcomings, but don't vote for criminals. A Catholic bishop has also said the same about voting for plunderers. GBM is a seasoned and prominent politician, has added his voice too by saying if you don't vote for HH7, you will regret. Message is loud and clear. This is RK, who called this week, Mike. You missed it.
Twice.
And yeah, he's also adopted us into his family.
Lovely. How does he address me?
Son.
Oh,
I'm the daughter.
Lovely. Good morning, Crown TV. Bosakala, Niwon Ndashi, watching you from Ark and Bags, Lusaka. Enjoying the program. Muchwani Ko, looking good, my beautiful daughter and my son. Have a blessed day, Auntie Nongelizi Sidiro Chinkumba. That is Auntie Lizzie there, writing to us from Ark and Bags.
Auntie Nonge. Alrighty. We are still going through some more messages. Good morning, panel. GBM has done the right thing to retire from active politics. When people say politics is a dirty game, it is the issue of insults being uttered to colleagues, even when things clearly seem good. Even when things seem good, a person will decide to be and start attacking the current government for personal gain. Endorsing someone is not politicking. It is an appreciation of the good thing you have seen. GBM wants to have peace of mind. Raphael, all the way in Kazungula border.
It's good to find out, to learn that Kazungula border is also locked into the Royal Breakfast Show. Raphael, appreciate your contribution this morning. 0979958392. Good morning, Crown TV. I have tried to call daily without success. How come some people call daily? Please accommodate everyone. So it's a game of chance.
We have
really.
no control.
We have no control over who gets to be.
We don't even know who's calling us. We just guess, like, okay.
So it goes like that. Continue trying each and every day. No name to this particular text, but would have loved to know your name. Continue trying. I mean, one day, like the members would tell you, one day chikatulika.
And also what Aaliyah said, try again.
Try
May
again.
May the soul rest in peace.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
This one says, morning RBS, the people need to understand that even in industrialized nations, the prices of commodities are never low. Kuyenda ni kwa bwino. Zikomo Chipata. Is Zikomo their name? Or maybe they're saying Zikomo. Thank you.
Yeah.
Chipata.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for writing to us this morning. Appreciate it.
It is good that the Catholics are now talking about plunderers who want to come back and steal more. This is RH.
RH, we thank you so much. There's RK now, RH.
Yeah, I was literally thinking the same thing.
Interesting. GBM made the right decision endorsing Hakainde Hichilema and the UPND, as I believe it is the only party with a visionary leader. President HH has laid a solid foundation for economic stability. I also commend the Bishop of Chipata Diocese for speaking out. His stance feels genuine, unlike other bishops who remained silent when people were brutalized during the PF regime, and when the peace we enjoyed today was under threat. Regina Yami Ipako Chinyemba Lembaba Shikulu from Luangwa Feira and Mitete District. We really appreciate the fact that you wrote to us this particular morning. It's good to know that Mitete District is actually locked on as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Kumansa tureshta meda ya mataba 20 kwacha. Nomba indarama na shishupa from Mary Kapolo in Kopolo rather in Mansa. Thank you so much, Mary. It's interesting to know that that's what's happening on the ground in Mansa, but we appreciate you writing to us. Exactly.
0979958392 is the number to send a message so that we can actually read it for you on the screen. So it says, Mike and Dash, the comment by Mr. Makebi Zulu of the Tonse Alliance that they have the rural vote does not hold any water, especially that they have not campaigned in the rural areas and time is catching up with them as the opposition. They have failed to provide alternatives and their manifestos and policies on the table to the Zambian people. They just have replicas of the UPND manifesto. They are on their own. Nisol Sana from Dr. Ngoma, aka the ear to the ground, and the publicity and information general of the RBS from Kawe.
It's good to hear from you. It's good to hear from the ear on the ground. We really appreciate you. Let's get a check into other text messages that we do have on the number 0979958392. That's the number that you are getting to make use to get in touch with us on. But that's how far we can go for now. Let's get to catch a breather. When we come back, we'll be continuing with the Raw Breakfast Show. Remember that you do have an interesting guest in studio that will be getting to talk into their journey of music. So stay tuned because the Raw Breakfast Show continues right after this break.
June, Topster is standing up for heat. Why shiver from boredom when Topster can warm your home with exciting entertainment? Oh my God! Antenna Classic OD Smart. Get ready for unlimited blockbuster movies and captivating telenovelas on TNT and Novella E+. Enjoy endless drama, action and excitement on Star Life, Filmbox, AMC Movies, Z Cinema and many more. And because the little ones deserve the very best, Topstar is enhancing kids' entertainment with their favorite cartoon channels, including ST Kids, Cartoon Network, Baby TV, Boeing, CBBS and more. That means more entertainment, more family time, more value for your money. Visit your nearest Topster business hall or authorized dealer today to get your Topster decoder or simply dial *115# to subscribe. Don't miss a single moment. Topster. Enjoy digital life.
Everyone wonders why I'm always jovial and happy. Every day, every time. At work, even under pressure. At play, always under control. Even with Bay, I always shine. And today, I get to share my secret companion, Best Kombucha. Gives me the energy but also boosting my immune system as I go by my day-to-day activities.
Toileta mami we best kombucha sonwemu. Toileta daddy we best kombucha sonwemu. Iye nani best kombucha. Best kombucha. Iye nani mwa kombucha.
Now you know.
Best kombucha. Iye nani best kombucha. Nutricom best kombucha.
Hello viewers, I am Esther Abrahams Daka, your presenter for Alangizi. Alangizi ni program ya mene imayangana pa banja, zachikondi, zamchikwati, intambi or cultural values.
Zapyangulula. Paja pamene bapika, na ujamwa nankala afanika nkala pamene pajanga twapika dere azibe mopikira dere. Azibe mopikira lumanda. Azibe ndiyo zonse.
Ankala interest.
Ndabakainge kulipenda kuchikwata zapika bwanji.
Each one of them ngandine tate nifuna ti bana banga bachita accept mukazi uja. I should show it to my children and they will accept this. The mothers were that lady should also play well for them to accept it.
And I'm here to inform you that Alangizi has gone on recess, but we will be right back in September. So for me, see you in September.
Ulefwaya usende atia munani pati iyi nshirapusha no kutunga chuo
Alala kentrande na imwe. Mana nwamingisha nomba mnganda? Ha? Mana nwamingisha mnganda? tabalina pakulala ero ufilifulu tabana okulingalabira mwanjini nalaisa zemunsakamana vibufirichalo tonse kukosa vendasakamana fyomweobe
abantu abalefu efyupo muno mukyalo bengi sana
nombaina wamwisa nali upwapo
ine naye alikulondola ine pano wafe olwo abantu abaleeta mboti bakweba ati kweba ati ine nshaupapo nshakwatapo mwana
ine ninjiperesha kulima nga muli serious munjo ati ndi serious kozi ine chilefu okusebana kukyalo
kuti wana pabeneka
ibo mwefa kupa ine ngakwali omwana kashuwa isunga pano pakyalo pona aba ine vingani nayi mwe wazapikirale vingani
Landeni tuminene amuleke lumitiseze
shiteni tumiretere
amuna tu afyanta manga fulani kimwai kibati wanu na fyata chizo in the mix balala pandalama ba fyanta ma
mwakokola sana okweba timushe bayi chipekita mwesabene bamakoeni mu Zambia namba 3 wani chimpundula asho aba umwe abakosereka fya kuwina ku Mobile City ukutamba nokuwina
kila mulungu kasondo ku Crown TV nenshita ya 1930 ifya kuwina
Mobile City, the phone's paradise.
The ultimate business stage is back. From the 1st to the 7th of July, the Trade Fairgrounds in Ndola will be buzzing with endless opportunities. But how does your business stand out in the crowd? You get on the big screen with Crown TV. We will be live in Ndola, ready to take your brand straight into the homes of millions. From primetime commercials to exclusive event coverage, we create advertising that drives real results. Don't miss out. Visit the Crown TV stand in Ndola between July 1st and July 7th or contact our sales team today to secure your special trade fair advertising package. Crown TV, feel the honor.
Welcome back to the Royal Breakfast Show. It is a Friday and we're wrapping up the week right here in that particular style. Just like any other Friday, obviously, you know we love to tone it down a little bit, get into the entertainment circles and every other circle that just makes, it just gets to have us have a little bit of a light moment. In the studio right up, but now we are so very much privileged to be joined by Philip Mwemba, who is a rapper, songwriter, producer, performer, and so many things, but all in the space of expressive arts when you talk about rapping. Philip, it's a lovely good morning and thank you so much for coming to.
Excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah.
Now Mike was busy asking us like, why Philip Mwemba? And then you're like, that's my name.
Yeah, because every rapper that you're gonna be finding, like I'll talk about Critic. Yeah, we know that's what his name, right? Like
you know what his name is? Victor.
Victor, yeah. So you're
gonna kill me.
I mean, I was going to find out even later. But obviously, every rapper has got this AKA to their names. It's rare when you get to find rappers. I've seen Chandambao uses his real name.
Curry,
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah.
But what inspired you to go that route as well? Because there are a few, like you've mentioned, that would just decide to use their real names and like have these AKAs.
I decided to go by Philip Mwemba. I think that was 2017. Yeah, 2017. I couldn't come up with a rap name that would just like stick. So I was just like, let me just go as me. Let me just be like, when someone's listening to this person, they listen to, like, they're not listening to a gimmick. They listen to, like, this is Philip Mwemba, this is Phil who's rapping right now, not like a persona or anything like that. Yeah, so I just decided to stick with it. And people always ask me like, what is your rap name? What's your rap name? Like, it just didn't happen for me.
Do you think that a rap name has got a little bit of contribution to how you come out,
And
or
people
how you, in
perceive
terms
you,
of
perception.
creative wise?
Yeah, because like when hip hop started, like people had like people always saw themselves like superhero personas. You know, like you see how superheroes have like the Spider-Man, the Batman.
yeah.
Like that's who they are. You know, but some rappers just go by their real name because maybe they couldn't come up with a good rap name, or they just wanted to like be like, okay, this is me, this is like real name, as they say, real name, no gimmicks. So I just decided to like just go by Philip Mwemba, but everyone like calls me Phil. You know, Philip Mwemba's like for the song title, the song title, the artist name. But like when like even the artists that I know, they always just call me Phil.
Why did you go for Phil M?
Phil M? I don't know.
Even you said it right now, it's like it's like saying Mike Sack, like Mike Sakala. You know, it's like no.
But you know, at a certain time, because I also used to be in this rap thing, just like he's explaining, I had a very tough time finding a rap name. You get it right? So I decided to be calling myself, my name is Mike, every time I'm on the microphone. Like, my name is Mike. You get it right? On the mic. My name is Mike on the mic. But later on, obviously, that's when the speaker was discovered.
Okay, but Philip, just going back to your, your childhood and also your upbringing, did you grow up in Zambia or did you grow up in Nigeria, Lagos? Because I think that's what people are also trying to find out.
Yeah, I was born here. I was born at UTH.
Okay.
But then I moved to Nigeria. Like that was 2005. At first, we were in Tanzania. Like we went to Tanzania in 2002. We then moved to Nigeria in 2005, and then my life was just there. Like I was just stuck there, you know. But I would come to Zambia for like holiday, and then we just go back. We just come for like a week or a month, and like I go back. But my upbringing, like my whole life, was in Nigeria, in Lagos, Nigeria, and then we moved to Abuja, which is like the capital. About like 7 years later. Yeah, that was 2005, and then 2013 we moved to Abuja. So up until 2016, we came back to Zambia. So from 2005 to 2016. So if I were to go out to Nigeria, I would know where my house was. I would know where my house is. I would know where my old school is. But it's changed since the last time I was there. So I might get lost, but still, I might be able to, find my childhood home.
But it's quite interesting because, majority of the people that find themselves in Nigeria, they always go for like Afro beats, Afro pop, but you went the rapping route. So who sort of influenced you to get into, the rapping space?
We can go back to 2007. Like I'm good with dates. So we can go back to 2007. We had like a family friend that came from here. So the son, I would say, his name was Milambo. He's the one who actually like introduced me to the world of hip hop. He would he would be listening to Eminem, to be listening to 50 Cent, Dr. Dre, NWA, like older hip hop artists, and I was like, what is that? That sounds very like, it just intrigued me. Like, how are they doing that? How are they rhyming like this? I knew about like hip hop, but I wasn't like exposed to it like that, because the house that I grew up in, my mom would always play like gospel music, like 80s music, like 70s music, Michael Jackson, like Marvin Gaye. They would always play like that around the house. That's what I was just listening to until like I was directly introduced into hip hop. But before that, I used to draw. Like I've always been artistic. Even my sister draws, so I would always draw. Like, but then I didn't have like an external way of expressing, because I was very like timid, but then I would always want to like speak, but then I would always be like a bit too shy to do that. So I would always draw, and then when I discovered rap, I was like, wait, I can learn. Let me learn how to do this, because this is very cool. Because like the first rap song I heard was Eminem is My Name Is. Like I actually like sat down and listened to hi, my name is my name is Slim Shady, and I was like, how is he rhyming like that? How is he? Like, it just off of curiosity, and then I just started like studying I just started studying hip hop as it is. Like I went back to the 80s, the 90s, like from the Genesis up until like that point, 2007, and I was like, wait, I want to learn how to do this. So I had to like just study. No, I had to know everything about it before I even just attempted to write a song. Because I didn't write my first song until I was 13.
Wow.
You know, so like just a few years later, that's when I just sat down and started writing. But I would always like write to my lines here and there, but like a full song when I was 13. So yeah. So he introduced me to a lot. Like we'd always be watching Trace, we're always watching MTV, and I would just be seeing hip hop songs and just watching people like who were like the same color as me expressing themselves and being successful doing it. You know, and that's what like sort of inspired me, and you know, it brought me to up until like where we are today. Even on this couch, like from there to here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But obviously, you getting to grow up from these, different parts of the country, of the world, of the continent rather, Tanzania, Nigeria at some point, and also having the roots back in Zambia. How did you being Zambian affect or sort of like shape your music in terms of how you come up with your lyrics and the content that you
being Zambian?
Yeah.
Like even there's this thing that I always like get where people are like, dude, why can't you rap in local language? Why can't you rap in your... The thing is like, my parents are Bemba and Tonga. Like I'm Philip Mwanga Mwemba. So,
Okay.
Yeah. So my mother is Chiti. My father is Mwanga Mwemba. So growing up, the only local language I would hear would be Bemba, but I never learned how to speak it. I just used to understand it. So, but like I would always be, English is like I'm extremely fluent in English. Like I would say, I even like to say I have a black belt in English because of, like as a rapper,
Yeah.
So yeah. And also sorry, I didn't even answer Dash's question, like why I didn't go the Afrobeat part. Before I get back to your question, I actually on the way to school I would listen to a lot of Nigerian music. Like I loved it. I would they would be playing Two-Face, P Square, Asha, like on the radio. Like I loved it, but like. I would even at that age I would like, this isn't my culture. I don't know anything about this. I appreciate it, so I can't really just like jump into it, because especially as a Zambian, like this is something that's very unique to Nigerians, because I can tell you for a fact no one does Afrobeat better than Nigerians because they're the ones who created it.
Exactly.
Fela Kuti, yeah. So, but even up to now I tend to like dabble into like more non-hip hop sounds, just to like show like, hey, I can also flow on this, and also like a bit of a salute to like me growing up in Nigeria. But I don't, I'll perform on an Afrobeat song, but I wouldn't speak in a Nigerian accent or use their English, because that's not like, it's not authentic.
Yeah.
And one thing about hip hop is that it's an extremely authenticity obsessed genre. Like you have to be true to yourself, and people are able to see that, oh, this person is putting on a persona, this person isn't
Did you have the Nigerian accent though?
My Nigerian accent comes out when I'm speaking. It does come out when I'm speaking.
Okay.
When I'm speaking to people was like, you grew up in Nigeria, like, how do you know? Like there's some words that you pronounce, and I even like, oh yeah,
Can you speak Pidgin? Like
I can
Pidgin
speak Pidgin better than I can speak any local language.
Wow.
It's crazy, yeah. So like they would ask you, like, instead of saying, but one thing about Nigerians that they're big on respect. So like say me and Dash, we can speak Pidgin, but like if someone who's older than me, I can't speak Pidgin to them because it's like
okay,
yeah, that's how it is. So like if someone who's older than you, can't really say how far. It's like, very disrespectful.
It's like a disrespectful language.
It's not like a disrespectful language, but like it's more spoken about like among your peers. Exactly.
Okay. So elderly people to elderly person, they can as well.
They can, but like someone who's younger, like good morning sir, good morning ma. That's how they they are very respectful. They're big on respect. So like even someone you don't know who's older than you have to greet. So that's how I am. Like
now, like the way here in Zambia, "Era father laka."
Yeah. Or like you can't say to an older person "uni chair," you have to say "muli chair."
Exactly. Yeah. That's how it is. But like they would ask like, "How are you?" They would say "How you day?" or "How far?" Like it's like a slang, but like it's actually part of their language, because even on the news they speak it. There's even a Nigerian Pidgin Bible. So it's like a. And for those who don't know, I can even explain the origin of like Pidgin English, because like this is just like a history lesson. So like when the Portuguese came to Nigeria, because they were the first settlers there. So before the British came, the foreigners didn't know how to communicate with the locals. So they started like mixing their language just to communicate. So when like the word when the Nigerians say like to know, like I sabi or you sabi, Sabi means like to know, and sabi came from the Portuguese word saber, which means to know.
Yeah.
So when someone would say I don't understand, they would say I know sabi. Like I don't know. Like I don't
Do some of your songs have a bit of pidgin in them?
No. And that's the thing again, because like I didn't feel the need to adopt their language,
Lovely.
because I'm not, you know, I almost became a Nigerian like by through nationalization, but we just moved out in time, but like I couldn't. It just didn't feel like. It didn't feel authentic to me, you know, because even today, like when I hear like Zambian artists try to use Nigerians, I just like cringe.
Critic actually says that he's like, no, this does not seem like real patois. It's like, why they making up words?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it sounds made up. It sounds almost made up. Like like if I'm on a dancehall song, I'm not gonna say "Wagwan, me brother." I can't do that. Like, but like even like when us Gen Zs, we like to communicate with like Wagwan, you know, but like we don't. It doesn't go beyond that.
Yeah.
It's just like a greeting, you know. So yeah, I never really felt the need to just adopt different, you know, but different like
genres or pieces of Nigerian sound.
I just stuck with what spoke to me, and because at its core, hip hop is like about expression, about self-expression, you know. So I like even even like how I rap. I used to sound a lot like Eminem when I was younger. Like even doing like the even just like the inflection, maybe because my voice was a bit higher.
Yeah.
But like as I grew older, I started like to rap like how I speak and like myself, because what the cool thing to do back then was like to try to rap like an American, or try to rap like this person, because Americans were like the standard when it comes to hip hop. The same way like Nigerians are the standard when it comes to Afro. That's why everyone tries to like emulate their style, even how they perform. But then when it comes to like me, I was just like, you know, let me just rap like myself. Let me perform as myself.
You actually mentioned something interesting. You said that you learned how to rap because of, you know, Eminem, for example.
Yeah.
Critic actually mentioned the same thing. He said that he was also intrigued, like, oh, what is this? And I think it was the same song, My Name Is by Eminem, and also sort of the Busta Rhymes as well. That's how he sort of, and you know, there was like no internet back in the day. So you had to like, you know, play back the tape, you know, reverse and then like, you know, write it down, and then that's how you'd learn. But you've actually won an award as an upcoming artist, and you actually went viral on X, formerly known as Twitter, as well. How did it feel for people to recognize? You know, I think it was a Busta Rhymes song that you're, you know, rapping to.
It was no, it wasn't Busta Rhymes. It was Eminem. It was from 2020. It was a Godzilla challenge that he did. Yeah, the film with the Venom. Yeah, I did a challenge. So in 2020, I was in Kenya at that time. So yeah, a bit around. Yeah, in 2020 there was this. Eminem had dropped his album "Music to Be Murdered By," and then he had a song called Godzilla. And then I was like, you know what? I like rapping fast, and I also like to do that in my song. So let me just learn this and make a video. 3 weeks later, Eminem himself posts like, "Hey, I'm doing a challenge on this really, really fast part on my song." He posted it and then asked people to like participate. I was like, I already have a video. Let me just post it again, and then it went viral. For me, like having that much attention is a bit, it's scary. You know, it's actually scary, because that was not my intention when I got into hip hop. Like, it'd be nice to like reach people and like connect with people, but like it was overwhelming. Yeah, you know. So I was like, is this how artists feel? Because there are people who are indifferent to you, people who are hating on you, like people who are like love. So I was like, finally seeing that like polarization like happen to me was a bit weird. You know, but I sort of became used to it, because for me now, like if someone like tells me like, oh, I don't like this song, I would just ask them, okay, why? Because one thing about people I notice these days is that they don't know how to express why they don't like something. They'll usually just like, oh, it's made, it's trash. Like, okay, why? I'd like to know why, so that I can improve. But they just like go quiet about it. I'm like, you don't know how to. So I'm not gonna take you seriously, because you can't even tell me why you don't like this. Because for me, I'll tell you why I don't like something. You know? So yeah, but the whole Godzilla thing, the whole viral thing, it was weird. And then, but it ironically enough, it opened a lot of doors. It opened a lot of doors for me, because that's how Holster like found me on Twitter, and that's how we connected. And then I actually like credit a lot of my success to him, because if it wasn't for him, I would have been still making music in my closet. You know, so I credit him a lot to like where I am, because he's on who actually like introduced me to so many people, he opened doors for me, had me on like several songs, and that brought a lot of eyes on me. So I like to credit him. And then a few years later, I won an award for best upcoming artist, which was a weird award because like it did imply that I'm extremely honored to receive that award, but like I don't want to feel like why are they calling me upcoming? Like, cause like, but the one thing I've learned in recent years, like, you will always be new to people who don't know you. So like, you may have like an underground following, but like the majority doesn't know you. So you will be a new artist to them until they discover like, oh, this person has a very deep catalog, like from years back, and he's been around. So yeah, it's just a matter of people. It's just the thing of people playing catch up to you, like along the years. Because even now, like, there are a lot of people who don't know me, but when I reach that pinnacle, people will be like, best new best.
Then they go back to your old songs as well. It's like, oh, it was him.
Oh, it was him, and they even nominated me for like best newcomer. But like, I've been doing this for a long time, so I think this is how the industry is. You know.
Let's cruise through with this discussion due to time. But obviously, I would love to find out, considering the fact that music now has been commercialized in Zambia specifically, people are taking it as a business. I want to find out, how do you balance making commercially successful music with staying true to your artistic vision? How do you balance the two?
That's a very interesting question. I've not been asked that type of question before. So like one thing I've noticed is like people usually follow trends. I'm not trying to offend anyone, but I don't like drill. I don't like the drill genre because it's not rhythmic to me. You can't do this to it, but it's trending. So like for me, like I don't like to follow trends per se, like because I want to like have like a unique sound. That's why I mostly do boom bap, which is like this might sound a bit pretentious, but it's like the truest form of hip hop, because hip hop started like from sampling like James Brown songs and Michael Jackson songs, and just blending in everything all together. So yeah, so for me, people always ask me like, why do you normally do boom bap? Why can't you do trap? Like I do trap sometimes, like when I want to like show off like my flow patterns, but like it's even like a bit tricky to like have people take you seriously because of the music that you make, because they expect you to do like Kutunga or Kalindula. I'm glad that like Zambian music has like a sound itself, like Zamro. Cause I've also been like a few rock songs, but I wouldn't call them Zamro because Zamro is like a different thing. The Witch and the people like Witch and Paul Ngozi. Yeah, but like for me, I just wanted to like make the music that I grew up listening to. People usually just make the music that's like, okay, Afrobeat is trending, I want to put an Afrobeat song. That's not for me. Like I do that on occasion, but like I don't have like the whole album of just Afrobeat. I like to switch it up.
We're gonna put you on the spot here. I know this is bad, but we love controversy sometimes. So, who, in your opinion, is the biggest artist in Zambia right now?
The biggest artist in Zambia.
Yeah.
Like I would say, like this is just based on like people's
your honest opinion.
My honest opinion.
Honest opinion.
My opinion.
Your opinion.
Not beating around the bush. We want to hear it from you.
Not according to what social media is saying.
Not statistics. Philip Mwemba, based on what he's heard.
And see. Okay, based on what I've heard, the biggest or best.
Okay,
who's the biggest artist?
Biggest best artist, right now in Zambia.
Yeah, I would just I think it's just your maps.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's the way you're doing this.
Yeah.
No, like,
is that
like
a safe answer?
No, I think it is your maps because like any song he drops goes number one. Most artists like don't have that sort of thing about them. They can just drop a song and then it might start creeping, like, and then it just eventually reaches white peaks. But then for him, he can just drop a song and it goes number one. Like the song he did with Bombshell, it's number one. It's the number one song in the country. But like he's not my favorite, but like I respect what he's done. But like I would say that he's the biggest. But like our biggest export is Samba the Great.
Lovely. I totally agree with you. But obviously you are a hip hop head as well. Can you give us your top 5 best rappers in Zambia currently?
Zambia?
Yeah.
Okay, I like to separate because like I have like my influences, but like okay, I would my 5?
5, yeah.
Okay, 5. The usual suspects. There's Sheppy, there's Critic, there's Tim, there's Killer, And it's me.
Yeah, Killer's so good.
Okay.
Killer's so good.
Yeah,
He's a very, very good rapper.
Yeah.
And there is you.
And it's me.
Yeah. You number one.
I was gonna
number
get surprised if you were gonna find yourself on that list. I was like, come on,
I thought I
dude.
was going to add you, but anyway. So, Philip, before we do let you go, and because of time as well, what are we looking forward to in the coming months? We are already in June, so what can we expect from you? Whether it's new songs, you have a new song which has come out, and whether it's EPs or any albums.
Yeah, I dropped a mixtape in April called Bar Up, and I want to do it like a deluxe and add like a few songs to continue with the theme, because like it's called Bar Up. I'm just rapping, but I'm not just like rapping, like saying anything. I'm like, the thing about me is like I like to rap, like really rap, but like I have concepts and themes and ideas and tell stories. But like my usual brand is just like spitting bars,
Yeah.
That's what you would always find in my songs. Like even if I'm on an Afrobeat song or on a pop song, you would always find that like brand of like lyricism and bar heaviness. So I want to carry on the theme, like by adding like a few more songs, like trying to get a few more collaborations, because like I like to knock on people's doors, like like, hey, let's do a song, like have a good concept, like let's just make a song. Like I feel like you'd be good on this song.
Yeah.
So like I want to have like Chef on it, I want to have Tim on it, That's like what I want to do, but like I want to have like a bar up deluxe, just like add a few more songs and some features here and there, and see where that goes. Because
how do people get to access your music, your social media handles? Where do we find you? And as
my songs are everywhere, and anywhere you can get music, on Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, Boomplay, Philip. It's just Philip Mwemba. I'm the only Philip Mwemba who's making music, so it's pretty easy to find. And my social media handle is just on Instagram. It's Philip Mwemba, no underscore. On Twitter, yes, Twitter, not X. It's Philip Mwemba underscore, and Facebook is the Philip Mwemba. So yeah, it's pretty easy to find me.
Well, Philip, thank you so much for coming through, and we're wishing you all the best in your endeavors, and we're looking forward to more bars as well as lyrics that's going to be coming through from your future projects that you've set out to.
Yeah, thank you. Definitely.
Dash, at this particular juncture is where we are equally as well supposed to pack our bags and leave.
We have to skedaddle.
Yeah. But actually, we can't let you leave like that. Can you give us a few bars? We want to hear
from
that.
your latest single, actually your latest project, the mixtape. Yeah.
Okay. Let me see what I got. You better check the flow and feel spitting. The ill rhythms, he's still kicking. Even my haters still listen. Of course, cause the skill's different. I set the tone with the metronome when the tempo rolls and flows until the ink's finished. The master of the poetics and phonetics. Fireworks are always on display. It's really pyrotechnics. Like an arsonist, it's my intention to have the fire spreading. Devise a method to make sure you cannot find an exit. Stick to my roots when I branch out. You see the fruits embarked on the quest for respect. Taking the scenic route and all that leaves for you is nothing, not even seeds to use. Industry planting in the silliest rants when Philip blooms. Forever authentic. With raw lyrics, katana blaze, I'm cutting edge and sharp witted.
Hey,
yes, man. Okay. That's what's up. That's what I'm talking about.
Yo.
Dope bars right there coming through from
My name is
I'm a buzz.
I'm a buzz, seriously. I stick to my roots even when I branch off.
You see the fruits. Embarked on a quest for respect, taking the scenic route and all that leaves for you is nothing, not even seeds to use.
Now that's some
industry plant in the silliest rants when Philip blooms.
Wow. Now that's some deep stuff right there. That's something
real
deep.
Yeah.
Definitely. Why are you trying to give my name to somebody?
I'm joking.
But this is where we have to wrap up the show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of it. Thanks to you that called in. Thanks to you that sent us a text message. And everybody else, obviously, that has been a part of the background in terms of production of Seeing to It, that we do have an episode today. We're going to be back again next week from Monday to Friday. And on behalf of everybody, my name is Mike Sakala. Until next week, it's bye for now and have a lovely weekend.
Bye.